Today we continue with the article on pieces of proposal, the evidence for Pangaea, and I'm going to talk about the last part of the article. Later versions of the scenario said that the arrangement of today's continents gradually evolved. In 1912, a scientific explanation called the theory of continental drift was proposed by a German meteorologist named Alfred Lothar Wegener. He contended that all the Earth's land masses were once joined in a single supercontinent, which he called Pangaea, from the Greek "pan" meaning all or complete, and Gaia, the mother of the earth. According to Wegener's theory, about 200 million years ago, Pangaea began to split apart. One of Wegener's biggest supporters, Alexander Dutoit, proposed an immediate stage. He said that Pangaea first broke into two large continental land masses, Laurasia in the northern hemisphere and Gondwana in the south. La- Laurasia and Gondwanaland would then continued to break apart into the various smaller continents that exist today. Wagner's stock theory was based in part on the remarkable feat of the South American and African continents noticed by Ortelius 3 centuries earlier. He and his supporters also offered other pieces of evidence. For example, fossils of an extant plant called Glossopteris were found throughout the southern continents, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, and South America, and in India. If all these continents had not once been joined, Glossopteris would probably not have spread so far, and if Antarctica had not once been closer to the equator, the plant would not have grown there at all. Geological structures on today's separated continents also offered evidence. Some mountains in South Africa are structurally identical to mountains in eastern Brazil. The coal deposits of Britain match deposits in the Appalachian Mountains of eastern North America. A band of red sandstone stretches from northeastern Europe through Greenland and into Canada. These similarities seemed too numerous to be random coincidences. Wagner's theory, especially his ideas about Pangaea, took things too far for most of the scientific community. They might be willing to accept an African or South American split, but not split after split and admiration. The strongest objections centered on the question, how? Some developed detailed explanations for why it was physically impossible for continental rock to move across the ocean floor. Such objections were entirely reasonable, and Wagner's theory had no good answer. Finally, in the late 20th century, the theory of plate tectonics came to the aid of the theory of continental drift. It offered the comprehensive explanation of landmass movement that Wagner had been unable to provide. New evidence made it hard to believe that the continents were not moving. The floor of the Atlantic Ocean was found to be spreading apart. New discovery showed that the planet's magnetic field is not constant. It fluctuates over long time periods and has clearly shifted several times. The theory system of plates moving on molten rock offered a believable answer to the question how. It integrated pieces of evidence ranging from volcanic activity to the formation of mountains to the distribution of fossil plants. It showed that Pangaea not only could exist, but properly did. It also said that the trend towards separation could eventually reverse. The continents would drift together again and form a new subcontinent.